If your ink's too slow and your nib won't flow, here's one of the places that you can go. Larry is here to see you through with Mr. Announcer and Cubby too. It's Larry's Fountain Pen Reviews. From Pen Boutique comes another quality writing instrument.
Okay, folks, it's time for a review. So let's get right down to it. And this review has been sponsored by Pen Boutique. So here we go. In this box is a Sailor. Yes, sir. Yes, I'm a big Sailor fan. Love Sailor. So let's get into it. What's in this box? Because it's killing me. Well, I already know what's in it. Your standard Sailor cardboard sleeve. It comes in. Open the little flaps up. And then the real deal comes out. And here it is. Really nicely done. Sailor logo on here with the little anchor. You can even feel that in there, and you can just feel this pen case is really nice to the touch. Of course, this is Sailor, right? Now, it's time to do the unveiling. Are we ready? Dun 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 dun. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. This is where the music starts. Dun, 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 dun. Jaws. Dun, 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 dun. Bam. Here it is. I'll set that there. Sailor, King of Pens. There it is. And in the box below, it does come with a couple of cartridges. And the pen came in the sleeve, which I had to take it out. And it's a broad nib. And you have the literature, the little booklets in here. And this is at Pen Boutique. And you can get them at www.penboutique.com or give them a buzz at area code 410-992-3272. And if Lena's not there, one of her staff will be more than glad to assist you. And what I'm digging is this color. I want to check out this color right here because it kind of reminds me of this color here, the Fresca. I guess it's the name of what I was talking about, right? So it kind of looks like that, I think. Really, really beautiful. Okay, so there's a lot going on with this pen. Put all this up. Let's just look at this amazing pen for a minute. Beautiful color. So, what the word is on Sailor King of Pens, they're going to be discontinued. Yeah. And I will get that information to you shortly. And I will cover the pen, give you the measurements, tell you a little bit of history about this pen, do a writing sample, and then show you a few more pens up against this one. So here is this fountain pen, the one and only, the King of Pens. And a little information on this pen that let me look at my notes here. First of all, this is the Fresca color that was special to the North America exclusive they put out. Now I'm hearing that, well, if you want a pen like this with this color, you might want to jump on it now, because Lena at Pen Boutique, I'm not sure what her stock is on them, but they plan on retiring this color.
And I have to admit, I didn't like the color at first, but then it dawned on me, it's very, very much like some of the colors they used in the futuristic designs in the late 50s, those neat wall hangings with circles and lines. It reminded me of that color, and I like it now.
And we're going to post some pictures to show you, right, Mr. Announcer?
Yes, we'll drop some in.
And same thing, you know, I've seen this color before, and, you know, it was okay. It's nothing that I would hurry out and buy. But, you know, I do love Mont Blancs. I do love large pens. And, you know, the color's not that bad. I thought, you know, it's a pretty cool color. I don't have this kind of color in my collection. So, I said, I need to kind of jump out of the box for a while and go ahead and jump on this pen. So I did. So Mr. Announcer and I were looking at it, and we were both at one time saying, it doesn't do much for me, the color. And then, after I went to bed and I did some thinking on it, that next morning we came back, worked on more of the review, and I was telling Jake, you know, Jake, I actually do like this color now. After I went to bed and I thought about this pen, the color of this pen, I was like thinking back in 50s and 60s, that the color they had back then and how great it looked on the walls for decorations and stuff. And Jake was saying the same thing, and he pulled some of the pictures up that he just mentioned, and he really likes the color of the pen. I really like the color of the pen, so it worked out that I have a beautiful, lovely, gorgeous to die for, not just a sailor, but a King of Pens sailor. Beautiful writing instrument, and they write great. They got a honker nib on them. They're just a great fountain pen. So, after hearing that this color is going to be retired, again, check with Pen Boutique, because they could be out of stock now. You know, when things like this happen, people tend to buy it pretty fast. Now, the Mont Blanc, this one here, they compare it to the size of the 149. The Sailor King of Pens, they compare it to the Mont Blanc 149, size and everything. But I'm going to show you some other pens later in the video that I've kind of compared with the pen. And we'll talk about that when I get there. Okay, so it's a screw-on cap, and it is a cartridge converter, and it does use Sailor cartridges, and they recommend their ink, but you know how that goes. Now, the grip and the whole material used to make the pen is PMMA resin. So, what is PMMA, Mr. Announcer?
It is also known as acrylic or plexiglass.
Okay. So, and the nib, and we'll open this up right now. Beautiful nib. Look at that. Good monster. Beautiful nib. Is a 21K gold nib with a rhodium color on the nib. The weight of the pen is going to be 34.9 G's when it's empty. The length of the pen, as you see it here, is 6 inches. And it does post securely for those who like to post their pens. And this would come in at 6.53 inches. Beautiful, right? Gorgeous. Now that just fits perfect in my hand, just like it sits. And without the cap, it still feels comfortable. And I most likely won't cap my pen white because I don't want to scratch up my pens. I'm very particular when it comes to my pens. I really do fuss. I'm the kind of person that takes care of my stuff, and my pens have to be 100% in good shape. Because, you know, I never know when I'm going to sell one or give a pen away. You never know that, and I don't want to sell junk. So, Mr. Announcer, you have big old hands. How does that feel in your hand without it being posted?
It's perfect. Yeah, I wouldn't need it posted at all.
Well, if it was posted, how does it feel now?
Okay, that actually feels a little top heavy now. It
Really?
would be uncomfortable.
Okay, you're a little busy. Okay, so yeah, you have a little more weight on the cap. I have to agree with that, but still, for me, it's still comfortable. It's kind of cool just to see that cap on there. It's a monster cool. It's a wow. It's just where's my friends? There they are. Thank you guys. I need a little help there. All right, really. On the all serious note, beautiful fountain pen. Let's take a close-up shot of this nib. Look at this monster nib. Wow. Look at the detail work in the nib. If you go for detail nib, here it is, 1911, has the anchor there, 21K, then it has the 875 and Sailor Japan, and on the side it has a B for beautiful, no, broad. Okay. So there you have it. This is the king of pens. Now, let me get the old Mont Blanc out. Here's the Mont Blanc 149. And the Sailor just a tad a little bit longer. And look at the girth there. Oh, almost kind of the same. Put this aside. Now, Sailor, king of pens. Just a little bit shorter than the 1911 king of pens right there. This is the Pro Gear. They have a flat top instead of the cigar shape, like you see there. Then this is going to be the SD Large from Estabrook. Nice, beautiful pen. Now the SD is a little bit larger than the King of Pens in length. And then we're going to go with the Pelican M1000. And again, the King of Pens just narrowly beats it in length, but you can see the sizes there. Okay. Then we're going to go with the Visconti. Yes, can't leave Visconti out. Beautiful pen. And like just millimeters away from being the same length, but it's almost there. But you can see, what would you say think that is? Just a hair away, or very, very.
Yeah, like maybe half a centimeter.
Yeah, it just really almost right on with it. So, one last one. Y'all gonna be surprised. There it is. Now this pen is just about the same length as the King of Pens. It's the Opus 88. It's got nice girth in it too as well. Large pens though. I like large pens. That doesn't say I don't like pocket pens or medium-sized pens or pens that are a light pen. I like all types of pens. I like heavy pens, metal pens, you name it. As long as that heart of the nib is wet and smooth, then I don't have a problem with it. So, my good friends, now we're going to do a writing sample. Okay? Sure. I am so excited about this pen. This pen is dynamite. Yes, sir. Now, showed you a little bit about pen comparison. That Mont Blanc was at 5.7 inches, where the King of Pens was at 6 inches, talking about the length. Posted back with the 149 Mont Blanc was 6.3 inches, and come back with the King of Pens, and we get 6.53 inches. Okay, so before I leave, we need to do a nib comparison, don't we? I almost forgot, Mr. Announcer.
Uh-oh.
Isn't that bad? Oh. All right. Now, of course, this pen will go back to Pen Boutique, but I really thank Lena for sending me out this pen so I can review it to let you people know what these pens are like. She does send me out a pen from time to time that just doesn't post, but that's okay. We'll do it like this. But just I do send them back unless I decide to buy it. So, but Lena is a godsend too. What I'm going to do, put all these little jewels back till about right there. Get everybody together and lay this on the side. This is all right. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do like this. That's a nice size nib on that Esterbrook, so I'm going to put that right over here like that. So everybody get a good look. Take a good look at my face. All right. So here they are. Sailor King of Pens. Sailor Pro Gear King of Pens. Pelican M1000. The Mont Blanc 149. The Esterbrook Large, and the Visconti Storm, and the Snowflake or something. This one here, the name. Okay, Opus 88, bam. So, I'll throw some nice looking nibs. Shakali, shakala, shakaloo. Isn't that right, Mr. Ernest?
Oh, yes.
Yes, okay. So, love that lineup of nibs. They really look sharp. Okay, now let's go ahead and put these up, and I'll be right back. And you can join me if you want to or not. So, folks, how are things in your neck of the woods? Over here, it's kind of crazy. The virus is really spreading all over the place now. It was 1,000 something today. It was up 687 from the previous day. This is Friday. Okay, so it's really up there. So, you know, I'm concerned, yeah, because I hate to get sick, and I don't want to see anybody get sick with it and die. There's someone that Mr. Announcer knows. Do you feel like sharing that or not? You don't have to if you don't want to, Mr. Announcer.
Yes, a relative of mine, both he and his wife contracted the illness.
Now, they don't have the shot. There's ones that don't want the shot. So.
And their 2-year-old was fine. She didn't get it, but they both did. He did fairly well, but she ended up in the hospital, and due to some medication issues, she ended up having pneumonia, and she had a seizure and actually dislocated her shoulder. But she is on the mend now.
Yeah, but yeah, they were thinking they didn't need a shot. They weren't going to do it because, well, it's the constitutional right to choose not to. And they're right. Yeah, they're 100% right. But that's a risk you're taking now. You're gambling. And then I read once where a couple got the virus, and she went to the hospital. Well, he stayed home. I guess it wasn't that bad, he thought. Yeah, I think that's how it went. Well, they finally got her well, thank God for that. So when she went home, she found her husband expired. All right, now it's time to move on for the final run of the pen, and we're going to do some handwriting on the wall. Okay, let me get my stuff out here. And I'm just going to use below here on the paper here. I'm going to use the paper I got here from Federalist Pens and Paper. And Mr. Announcer, would you like to do the honors?
It is the Ayush paper.
Ayush, yes, which is made in India. And the name up here, because I can't see it.
Paper Don't Judge.
Yes, okay. And Frank said that the paper is really selling well. In my opinion, I have to agree because this is decent paper. I do enjoy writing on this paper, and I'm real picky on paper, but it's really sweet. Yep. So I'm glad that Frank from Federalist Pens and Paper saw this and tried it out to see what people thought, and so far it got some positive response so far. All right, now this is the sailor. Look at that beautiful. With a broad nib. Ooh, what a nib! Oh, love that nib. For real, guys. And the ink I'm going to be using is the blah ink. I was going to talk about that, but I forgot. So, this is going to be the Sailor ink. That was my fault here because I lifted the pen off the paper. I have been noted to do this several times.
Well,
I guess
you are just human.
I know it. It's a bad habit of mine that stayed with me. Beautiful ink. Just a little fast writing here. Smooth nib. Great ink flow. Alrighty, now we're going to do some more writing here. Downstroke. Cross stroke. Little fast writing again here. Look at that. How about reverse writing? Nice. And there you have a good ink flow. Now we're going to do the wet test. Yes, and yes, and yes. Love it. Well, this pen is definitely a winner. Is this a high-end pen? Not it? Yes, it is. And, you know, I use and review all different levels of pens. If you have a pen that you want me to review and give my thoughts and opinion on it, you can go to my Gmail address and ask for my address, and you can send it to me. And when I get through with the pen, I will send it back to you, unless you want to just give it to me. But I think that's going to wrap the show up for today. So without further ado, I must say goodbye. Kisses and lots of kisses and hugs, and even they loving you, my friends. So hey, my friends, thank you for joining me on a very special day, because I'm still breathing. Yeah. And you guys have hung in there with me continuously. And thank you for all the birthday wishes and the gift cards I've got. That was really cool. Really, really awesome cool. You know where I went. Tell them where I went, Mr. Announcer.
Starbucks, of course.
Starbucks! That's my highlight of the day. A lot of peace, a lot of love to each and every one of you. Y'all are some great people, marvelous people. Pat yourself on the back, on the sides, on the head, wherever you want to pat. So, again, thank you. And thank you to Lena. And this review would not be possible, but I'm kind of Lena from Pen Boutique. She made it happen. And I will clean the pen out thoroughly, and I will send it back. Goodbye. Mr. Announcer, don't you need a pen, Mr. Announcer?
You have to send it back.
Okay, that means send it back. Oh, well. I feel like Brian from Anderson Pens. No, they said, no, you're not going to get that. No, put that one back, Brian. Okay, folks, we're done. And I really appreciate you. God bless you. God love you, folks. Mr. Announcer and myself. And if Cubby was still here, see ya and be safe.